drive. It gets capped off with a 23-yard touchdown reception by Ricky Encarnacion. A couple of missed extra points right now. Leominster only on top by a few. It is 19-14. Leominster right now on top.
1st and 10 for the Rams. The double wing set. Up the middle of the formation goes Roden, and Roden is able to advance the football across the 40 to the 39. Give him a gain of 7. They mark it back to the 40. It will be 2nd down and 3 to go. Roden gets the 2nd down carry almost immediately and takes it into the pile. Stood up on the play after gaining 1, maybe 1.5. 3rd down and about 1.5 yards to go. They need the Leominster 36 for a 1st down.
All of a sudden, Shepherd Hill's got their foot on the gas pedal here, not wasting any time. No huddle.
And right back to the line they come. Inside handoff with some space. Straight forward up the right hash goes the carry. Across the 35 and to the 31-yard line. And it's a 1st down for the Rams. Looked like first carry on the play, Bill Thomas.
Yeah,
21 on that one. Drew Aubin, the fullback, gets maybe his 2nd carry of the football game. He is very much the straightforward back out of that backfield. Then a quick carry for Miller to gain 6, maybe 7 more. And now Leominster will take a timeout to stop what has been a wave of maroon coming downfield at them.
All of a sudden, that no huddle's got the Blue Devils defense on their heels.
3:03 to play here. Make it 3:02 to play 2nd quarter. 19-14 Leominster's lead on a homecoming night in a packed Carmignani Field tonight. Easily the best crowd we have seen all year long for high school football here in central Massachusetts. And what a great night and what a treat of a football game they've gotten thus far.
Yeah, you talk about standing room only. Shepherd Hill fans have really come out, but see a lot of blue in the stands over here to our right surrounding the band. Leominster Blue Devils really have got their fans fired up, and they're following them, I think, wherever they go this year. Great turnout by their fans and the band, which you hear playing in the background right now. Shepherd Hill band getting ready to go out on the field, do a little halftime performance, entertained by the Blue Devil band right now in the stands to our right.
We're told it will not be dueling performances, it will be a dual performance, as both bands are planning on performing together. We'll have that for you coming up at the half. It's the double reverse handoff. It ends up inside. There was a second flip that went to the interior of the formation. It was Miller who got the carry, and Miller knows the football to the 21-yard line of Leominster, and it is a Ram 1st down and 10 at the Leominster 21. Right back to the line they go. Flip it to Harrison out of the double wing. Harrison takes it right up the middle of the field. He crosses the 20-yard line and advances the football to about the 17. Gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Shepherd Hill in a hurry once again here, not letting Leominster regroup.
Looks like they're running about a 90-second offense, Bill Thomas, and they've got more than 2.5 minutes to play before halftime. Quick flip once again when inside. We'll wait. Coming up from the bottom of the pile, Ethan Barry got the handoff. He stepped out to left wing back from his tight end spot.
They're running that 20 seconds between plays and trying to get as many plays in as they can. And very successful here late in the 2nd quarter.
The inside handoff once again. This was Aubin who went straight up the A gap. Check it. No, it was Harrison who got the handoff. Crossed the 15 and down at about the 13-yard line.
Gain of a couple. Going to bring up a big 4th down here, Todd.
Under 2 minutes before halftime. 1:55 and counting to play here in the 2nd quarter. 19-14. Leominster on top of Shepherd Hill. Rams looking to reclaim the lead. And Coach Buchanan taking his time, sending the play in here for 4th down. He's going to peel as much time off the clock as he can. 10 seconds on the play clock now. He'll spend the time out and limit what Leominster can possibly have after this play if it results in a turnover. Timeout taken by Shepherd Hill. 91 seconds before halftime. Coming up at the half, Kate Robbins has got your look around the region. Also your first half stats from this one. Plus, we will name our impact play and impact player of the first half. Bill Thomas's mid-game adjustments, and we've got the bands right here on Ravelry Family Media and also right here on RFM Audio. Great to have you along with us. That was not into our crowd mic, despite what it may have sounded like. That was not. They did not grab Bradley and grab the crowd mic and scream into it. That was most definitely a megaphone.
Not just a megaphone, an electronically controlled megaphone.
And that just adds to the fun and excitement.
It certainly does.
A
great first half of football here, though.
Absolutely.
Well played, minimal mistakes. spurts of offense on both sides, well-played defense at times on both sides.
We've had more problems keeping the coat hanger straight, Bill Thomas, to get the signal back to the World Wide Web than they have down on the football field. Appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this one tonight. On 4th down and short, a handoff. Leominster defense into the backfield, sniffs it out and takes it down. Xavier Cora steps up from the linebacker spot, makes the initial hit, and the finish. Turnover on downs. Leominster's defense holds, and the ball will go back to Leominster. 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. 1:27 before halftime.
Nice job by Cora there, coming around the right side of the offense there from his left side outside linebacker position in the backfield at the time of the handoff. I think that carry lost ground instead of gaining yardage, and nice turnover on downs. Great way to end the first half here if the Blue Devils can hold on here and not turn it over. If they can capitalize out of this, even better.
Leominster kicked off to open the football game, so a 2-for-1 potential is on the table as they are set to receive the second half kickoff.
Something tells me the Blue Devils are not going to be happy with the score right now. They're going to try to push the issue.
4 receivers on 1st down. Back to pass. Lopez goes to the long side of the field, finds a leaping Aguilar at the 20-yard line to gain 5, make it a gain of 7 as they move the spot to the 22, and Leominster is going to have 2nd down and 3 to go, their own 22 at right hash, moving quickly here. Same 4 receivers. Back to pass Lopez. Got some time. Now pushed out to his left. Uncorks down the left side of the field. Jump ball leaps. Drinkwater makes the catch across the 35. Backpedals to the 30 and down at the Ram 29-yard line. Clock stops while they reset the chains. 56 seconds before halftime. What a pitch and catch. It's good for 55 and Leominster 1st down at the Ram 29-yard line.
You talk about a 50-50 ball. That looks like a 50-50 ball, but when Drinkwater's on the receiving end, it turns into a 70-30.
It was 70-30 the wrong way, Bill Thomas,
yeah.
though. That was underthrown, and he came back and got it.
Underthrown into triple coverage, but the tallest guy on the field outleapt the defenders, came down with it.
Trip set up to the wide side of this formation. Back to pass Lopez. Throws a dart over the middle. It's incomplete. It stops the clock with 33 seconds left before halftime. Leominster will have a 2nd down and 10 at the Ram 29-yard line, going right to left with a 19-14 lead and looking to add to it.
A couple of receiver choices out there on the right side. Aguilar curling in from his wide receiver position. Looked like he was going to be the intended receiver, but Lopez choosing to go downfield a little further, but incomplete.
When they realigned the spot, they actually moved the original spot back to the Ram 30-yard line at left hash. So on the incompletion, 2nd and 10 at the Ram 30-yard line left hash. Shotgun spread, 3 receivers, wide side of the formation. Drinkwater is one-on-one tight to the boundary left. Back to pass. Now Drinkwater rolls out, middle of the field, throw, looks for Diaz, who was face up on a defender, but the pass is at his toes and incomplete.
Yeah, and very uncharacteristic of a Cyrus Lopez right there, just a underthrown, poorly thrown ball, but one of the few bad passes we've seen him throw early in the season. He was open, just couldn't get it to him.
Clock stopped on the incompletion, 26 seconds before halftime, 19-14 Leominster's lead. Time for at least 1, maybe 2 more plays. 3rd down, maybe more, depending on how quickly they can get them to develop and if they can advance the chains. It's a 3rd and 10 from the Rams' 30-yard line left hash. Trips wide side right of the formation. The shotgun snap. Lopez back to pass. Pushed out of the pocket. He is wrapped and sacked. Great job by the defense. First through the line to him. Nick Delovo gets to him. Wraps and takes down Lopez for a huge loss on the play. It'll be 4th down and long for Leominster, 16 seconds before halftime.
Yeah, big loss right there, pushing them way back.
Out of field goal range.
Out
and
of everything
out
right
of,
now.
Yeah, a long pop. It's about all you got.
You know, nice job there. Lopez trying to keep the play alive again, getting swung around, though. I give him credit for holding on to the football, even though he did get sacked for a 10-yard loss.
Got a little nervous there, Bill Thomas, that he might try to make one of those plays that you just see if you can pull a rabbit out, and not the time for it. Smart move.
Too, but yeah, you're right.
Hang on to the ball, reset things on 4th down and long. So Leominster will have a 4th down, double sticks. They need the Ram 20-yard line for a 1st down. They will be snapping at the Shepherd Hill 36 1/2 yard line, middle of the field. Gotta at least talk about this, Bill Thomas. Do you think about pooch kicking here? Do you think about trying to pin him deep here maybe and not give him the long field, run the half out?
16 seconds. Yeah, the last thing you want is a turnover here at midfield and give him an opportunity for a big play.
Absolutely.
Run some time down here. About 16 seconds, a lot of clock to burn. But it looks like they're coming out with the offense here, Todd. And with a freshman quarterback, hey, try something new maybe, but I think they're going to throw the ball downfield here.
4 deep in formation, 4 receivers in the set,
Put up a
2 on either side.
ball.
Lopez, back to pass, double move. Keeps the play alive, goes middle of the field, jump ball at the end zone, leaping, and the signal is touchback. Touchback is the signal. The Leominster coaching staff is quite literally the definition of apoplectic. They are across the numbers. A flag is out. It will be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Leominster sideline. Coach Hunter Pawpaw came firing off the sideline, ran past Coach Devin Gates, who was running out there. John Savatelli, the get-back coach, himself needs to get back. He's standing out in the middle of the field. It's going to be at least one 15-yard penalty against Leominster. Ricky Encarnacion was the guy holding the football, but the officials say touchback. Ball to Shepherd Hill 4 seconds before halftime.
Yeah, I'd like to get a look at that on LTV just to kind of see what they might have saw there at the end of that play. But very 6 or 8 plays right there where that ball came down. Once again, a 50-50 ball.
A seasoned veteran officiating crew down on the field, and down in that conversation prior to the game, they let Coach Gates know they were a seasoned veteran crew. I happened to be there for that. Unsportsmanlike conduct signaled against Leominster's sideline. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, so it will advance the Rams. The touchback would have started them at the 20-yard line. You're moving up 15 yards from there, and they will have better starting field position with just 4 seconds left before halftime, chasing 5 in a 19-14 football game, which Leominster leads. And Bill Thomas, if this becomes a one-score game, there'll be a lot of questions about what happened in that end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. If that took points off the board. Long way to go in this game, though.
Double wing set, snap. Leominster jumped across the line. Gio Roman tried to jump the snap count, and he broke the line.
Not really sure what Gio's looking for there. Just get this last play of the half.
So 5
in the books.
More seconds. Move the ball to the 40-yard line now. It took 2 seconds off the clock. They are not putting 2 back on. So 2 seconds before halftime, 19-14 Leominster's lead. Do the Rams press the issue here? Let's see what they do. They come to the line in the double wing set. Luke Hill will go up under center. Hill the snap, the flip, the reverse handoff, going back now the other way. It's Mello. Mello into the open field across the left of the formation. Midfield defense there. They will take him down shy of the Leominster 45, and it is halftime at Carmagnati Field in Dudley tonight. 19-14, Leominster's advantage in a back-and-forth football game.
Back and forth for sure, Todd and Kate, but Leominster somehow found a way to come out with the lead there as the half ran down. Possibly could be up by 2 scores, but didn't get the benefit of the call there on that 50-50 ball in the end zone. We'll have to talk to Ricky Encarnacion at some point, see what his thoughts were about that in the future. But close, well-played first half here by both teams.
Those who have the benefit of a DVR at home may have had the chance to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and see what they could see in the end zone. But for the rest of us, we'll just have to catch a replay this week on Leominster TV. 15-minute halftime on homecoming night. Combined performances between the Marching Blue Devils and the Marching Rams here on Carmagnati turf. We'll have that coverage for you here on Leominster TV and on RFM audio. All of that coming up as we continue. Halftime here from Carmagnati Field. Leominster 19 and Shepherd Hill 14. A break and we're back with more. Kate Robbins has got your first half stats, score from around the region, our impact player, as well as Bill Thomas's mid-game adjustments. You're not going to want to miss that. More to come. This is high school football on RFM audio.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up. and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Is there a student athlete at your school that deserves recognition? Someone who's constantly representing your school as a good citizen and should be acknowledged. Now is your chance to nominate a student athlete for the MIAA Student Athlete of the Month Award. This award is presented monthly to 2 student athletes who display excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend MIAA member schools are eligible to receive the award. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net to nominate a student athlete today. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
Quickly back here for halftime here at Carmagnati Field in Dudley. Halftime score, Leominster on top of Shepherd Hill 19-14. Before we continue here at the half, Kate Robbins got her stats. She's got your scores from around the region. But before we get to that, we always promise you, if there are bands, we got the bands here on RFM and Leominster TV. Here is the combined Leominster and Shepherd Hill marching bands out on Carmagnati turf. And that is the dual performance of Shepherd Hill and Leominster's marching bands. Bob Bergeron, we know, is a graduate of UMass's Marching Minutemen marching band, one of the best bands in New England and perhaps all across the United States as well. It's an award-winning marching band, and we are also told the band director here at Shepherd Hill, also a graduate of UMass. They went to school and worked together, so some similar sheet music, if you will, and they had an opportunity to get their 2 programs out there. More coming up post-game. We'll dip into that as we continue on the most comprehensive post-game here in North Central Mass. You stick and stay with us here on RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Halftime here once again, 19-14. Shepherd Hill on trailing Leominster by 5 as Leominster holds that 5-point lead. Couple of missed point afters. Those could factor in. And of course, then there is the touchdown that wasn't in the end zone just before halftime. All of that figures into Kate's first half stats. She's back at RFM HQ. She's got your first half stats plus your scores from around the region. Kate, take it away.
All right, gentlemen, since I do have the advantage of having a DVR, I've looked at it here with my dad about 17 times. So from what it looks like, you had multiple Shepherd Hill defenders, the 2 that were involved were Jaden Mello and Steven Diaz. Ricky Encarnacion does not catch the ball cleanly, but it does not appear that anybody caught the ball cleanly. So Ricky either took it out of the lap of Mello because he was not in possession of the ball cleanly, or he took it off the ground. But at no point in time did a single Shepherd Hill defender possess the ball while they were on the ground long enough for it to have been a touchback. Ricky did not catch it cleanly. Nobody caught it cleanly. He may have fought it out of the hands of the defender while they were juggling it, but there was no clean catch by anybody in that play from what I've seen about 7, 10, 12, 15 times.
So at best, Kate Robbins, it's an incompletion, turnover on downs. The follow-up 15 yards for the argument would have been deeper on the field, but the ball wouldn't have come out to the 20 and then had the enforcement. The placement of the football would have been slightly different.
You could argue if the defenders were bobbling it and Ricky was able to take it out of their hands, it happened that quickly. You could contest a catch by Ricky Encarnacion, not a clean one, but one where he was able to get it out of the juggling hands of Mello as he was going onto the ground. You cannot see from this side of the field if the ball ever touched the ground, but I don't think anybody could have seen it. So it could have been a reception by Ricky Encarnacion off of a bobble from number 5, Mello, the defensive back.
All right, Kate. Well, it stands in question to say the least.
All I know is
I appreciate the
I'm
update.
Saying definitively not a touchback.
All right.
Definitively
not a touchback. And maybe a touchdown, maybe not. Still in question there. You've got your first half stats and scores from around the region.
We certainly do. All right, let's first take a look at team totals first. Leominster, 246 total yards of offense, 164 of those coming via the pass, 82 coming via their rushing attack, 34 plays on offense, 2 turnovers for Leominster thus far. For the Rams, 185 total yards, 37 coming via the pass. Unsurprisingly, 148 of them coming on their ground game. 26 total plays on offense for Shepherd Hill, 1 turnover. Individual notable statistics for the Rams thus far in this game. If we take a look out of the backfield, kind of a whole host of people carrying the ball, but Josh Harrison thus far doing most of the work. He has 6 carries, 71 of the 148 yards for Shepherd Hill. You have 2 different receivers, one in Luke Welton. He has 2 receptions for 31 yards. Roden has 2 receptions for 6 yards as well. Luke Hill is 4 of 6 passing. He's averaging 9.3 yards per pitch and catch. He's completed 67% of his passes. The 2 touchdowns for Shepherd Hill. The first one comes in the first quarter. It's a 64-yard rushing touchdown by Harrison. And in the second quarter, the 24-yard touchdown reception by Luke Wilson. That's 14 points for Shepherd Hill. On Leominster's side of the ball, Braden Martin has done most of the rushing work for the Blue Devils. He's got 10 rushes for 50 total yards. He's averaging 5 yards per rush. In the receiving game, Osiris Lopez is 7 of 14. He's completed 50% of his passes for 164 yards. Ricky Encarnacion has 2 receptions for 35 yards. Brian Aguilar, 2 receptions for 25 yards. Katie Drinkwater, 3 receptions for 104 yards for the freshman. Katie Drinkwater has 2 of the touchdowns, both of them coming in the first quarter. His first was a 36-yard touchdown reception and then a 13-yard touchdown reception. Again, both of those in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Ricky Encarnacion had a 23-yard touchdown reception. Again, point after attempt, no good there. So Leominster right now on top of Shepherd Hill with a 19-14 lead. Todd and Billy, do you want me to go right into the around the region?
Absolutely, Kate, as we're starting to see the teams reemerge to warm up for second half action.
All right, then let's take our whip pretty quickly. Right now, out of Shrewsbury, St. John's on top of the Red Raiders of Fitchburg, 31-0 in the third. Assabet, Bill Thomas, on top of Nipmuc, 20-0 in the second.
You sure you got that right?
Oh, I do.
You might want to double check that.
I don't know if we've heard anything else from Mike LeClaire out in Fitchburg for Monty Tech, but we have the first quarter score 14-0, but I don't know if we have an update there.
I do, Kate. I had a halftime score. Let me get that. End of third quarter. Bay Path on top of Monty Tech, 28-20.
28-20. All right. So as we continue, right now Worcester South on top of Narragansett 37-0 at the half. We have Wachusett 21-0 over Acton Boxborough. That was a first quarter score. Grafton on top of Marlborough in the second, 13-7 the score there. Hudson on top of Maynard 14-0 in the second. We have a final coming out of the game, Oakmont and Latin Academy. Oakmont a victor 29-6. West Boylston on top of Clinton 28-7 at the half. And I also have a halftime score, Peabody over Marblehead right now, 20-7 out in Marblehead. Again, that's Leominster's week 5 opponent.
So Peabody looking pretty good for being undefeated going into next week.
You've got it. So that's our whip around the region thus far, except, however, wait. The Leominster Linksters still undefeated in Midwatch A with a 215-222 victory against the powerhouse Titans of Algonquin in golf. So Leominster golf on a tear again this season.
Another senior-laden Leominster squad as well. Coming off of, by the way, a big boys soccer victory yesterday as well, beating BC High 2-1. Game you saw on Leominster TV as well. I mean, that's great opportunity for the Leominster boys soccer program.
And some
good
of the
for
boys
them
soccer
as well.
Players are here tonight supporting the football team, so that's great to see.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, all sides have traveled well here tonight. We've got a great homecoming crowd here at Comcast Field tonight. Go ahead,
One
Bill
more
Thomas.
quick note.
Yeah.
Kate, if you're still with me, we talked about Oakmont Latin Academy. I believe that's the Boston
It is.
Latin Academy.
We actually
Kate.
got a message on Facebook that is confirmed.
Kate and I were talking about that pregame. Yep. So
it is the Boston Latin Academy. So Oakmont gets a victory in football. Very rarely do you go into a football game where the other school says, hey, let's compare MCAS scores and employability numbers. But that is most definitely, I'm sure Boston Latin said, we lost the football game, but that's all right. That's okay. You're going to work for us someday.
Right.
That's how that ended.
We'll be
conversation.
And we'll represent you when you need us. But, but once again, reaching across, the highway, so to speak,
Yeah, absolutely.
into Eastern Mass, dipping into uncharted territory. It's nice to see Oakmont, attracting that kind of opponent and Latin Academy, venturing out this way.
Those of us that work in the public schools, we hope to be Boston Latin Academy when we grow up one day.
You did mention they're the number one academic
absolutely.
high school
public high school
country, not just
I was going to say, easily in Massachusetts and very likely, arguably across the country. Kate, as always, great job back at HQ in Studio P. You guys take care. We'll talk to you in the third quarter.
Kate's busy.
Indeed. Continuing on here from Carmagnati Field, Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas. Kate Robbins back at HQ. Bradley Bedard here bringing you the pictures here from Carmagnati Field tonight on Leominster TV. And great to have you along with us here on RFM Audio as we continue on with high school football action. Third quarter about to get underway. Ball about to go down the T40-yard line at our right, and Shepherd Hill will be kicking from right to left to open this third quarter. But Bill Thomas, quickly, your mid-game adjustments for both teams.
Well, my mid-game adjustment, I think Leominster's got to tighten up on defense. They closed in on that mismatch applesauce offense that Rams are running, caused them to go spread, caused some problems, I think, when they went spread for the Blue Devils defense. I think they're going to have to adjust to that and maybe adjust to a more wide-open offense here in the third quarter by the Rams.
Got to say, you got to be ready. I mean, that almost machine gun style. Quick
They
plays.
started showing at the end of the first half there that no huddle.
Certainly affected Leominster. There's the kickoff from Miller right into the hands of Xavier Cora, who was an up man around the 40-yard line. Cora just turns on the Jets, cross the 45 midfield and down at the Shepherd Hill 49-yard line. It was just instinctive, Bill Thomas. Ball got kicked to him, and he said, I'm going 11 yards in that direction.
Yeah, he took it on a dead run and straight ahead, no side to side, picked up some nice positive yardage, get some Blue Devils on the Rams side of the 50 here, start the third quarter.
6 seconds into the third quarter, 19-14 Leominster's lead. They've got the football. First down and 10 at the Shepherd Hill 48-yard line at left hash. Shotgun spread, 3 receivers in the formation. Snap and whistles kill the play. Looks like Coach Buchanan had a defensive issue and decided to spend a timeout.
I think there might have been an uncovered wide receiver in that spread offense there. We saw that happen in a couple of games ago. I believe it was against Doherty that Drinkwater went uncovered and Lopez hit him on the stride for an easy touchdown. Could have been something going on offensively there that
the very last frame of last moment where you could get it off before the snap of the ball.
And I mean, you're talking about the first play of the quarter, first play of the half, and that's not when you want to start spending your timeouts, but if you see something, you got to do something.
Not a time you want to have to, but like you said, Bill Thomas, it's one of those see something, let's stop it now before it gets out of hand.
Absolutely.
And so they spend the timeout. 11:52 to play here in the third. Leominster out for the first offensive play of the second half. 1st and 10 at the Shepherd Hill 48-yard line at left hash. Shotgun spread, 3 receivers, 2 wide to the right. Martin in the backfield with Lopez. Lopez asks for the ball. Give it to Martin. Martin takes it out to the left of the formation. Room off tackle, takes it forward to the 45-yard line. Gains 3, and it will be 2nd down and 7 to go. Leominster wearing the road white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in royal blue at the shoulders and the sides of the pants. Royal blue numerals front and back. The classic Leominster helmet. The white on white with a single royal blue stripe up the middle. Blue Devils across the chest above the numerals. On 2nd down and 7, back to pass, Lopez, it's Encarnacion, slant coming from the right, now bounces it back out, numbers right, then finds sideline, past 2 defenders, white smoke is up from the Leominster cheering section, and that is an all-yak 48-yard touchdown scamper for Ricky Encarnacion, and 6 more for Leominster.
I tell you, they've got that seam pass down. I'm not sure who was out here wide, could have been Aguilar, just drove the corner back. Here comes Encarnacion underneath, and then using his speed and quickness to do the rest of the